In the annals of American history, few alliances have burned as brightly or collapsed as catastrophically as the once unthinkable partnership between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. These two larger-than-life figures, one a mercurial tech visionary, the other a populist political juggernaut, briefly united under a shared disdain for the status quo, their ambitions converging on a vision of a bold, unapologetic America. Musk, the world's richest innovator whose companies, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring Company, redefined industries, found an unlikely ally in Trump, the billionaire-turned-president whose first term championed deregulation and economic bravado. Their collaboration peaked with Musk's appointment to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, playfully dubbed Project Doge, a symbolic marriage of Silicon Valley's disruptive spirit and Washington's raw political power. Under Trump's policies, Musk's empire thrived. SpaceX secured NASA contracts, Tesla rode a wave of EV subsidies, and Neuralink pushed the boundaries of human potential. Yet, by mid-2025, this alliance lay in ruins, shattered by a seismic clash of egos, ideologies, and visions for America's future. What began as a partnership for progress has morphed into a bitter, high-stakes feud, a spectacle of betrayal, ambition, and unrelenting power that now threatens to reshape the nation's political, economic, and technological landscape. The spark that ignited this inferno was Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, unveiled in early 2025 as the cornerstone of his second-term legacy. Billed as a transformative overhaul of infrastructure, tax policy, and energy, the legislation promised to rebuild America's crumbling roads/bureaucratic red tape and restore the nation's global dominance. Trump, ever the showman, touted it as a trillion-dollar miracle, a masterstroke of negotiation that would make America great again, bigger and better than ever. But beneath the rhetoric lay a betrayal that Musk could not ignore. Buried within the bill's sprawling text were provisions that gutted clean energy incentives, slashed federal support for electric vehicles, and redirected billions to fossil fuel industries. Worse still, the bill ballooned the national deficit, a red line for Musk, who had long warned of fiscal recklessness in fiery ex-posts and interviews. To Musk, this wasn't just bad policy. It was a personal affront, a deliberate sabotage of his life's work to build a sustainable spacefaring future. In a blistering series of ex-posts, he branded the bill a corrupt giveaway to oil barons, a grotesque failure of leadership, and a death knell for progress. His most audacious move came when he called on Congress to reject the bill outright, warning that America cannot thrive by clinging to the past while punishing the future. The gauntlet was thrown. For Donald Trump, loyalty is the currency of power, and Musk's public rebuke was nothing short of treason. At a raucous Ohio rally, Trump took aim, never naming Musk, but leaving no doubt about his target. Some people, very rich people by the way, got billions in taxpayer money, billions, and now they think they can lecture me on policy? On loyalty? No thank you, he roared as the crowd erupted. Days later, Trump escalated, mocking Musk's enterprises and claiming Tesla would have been just another failed startup without his administration's support. Behind the scenes, the retaliation was swift and surgical. Trump's allies launched audits of SpaceX's government contracts, sidelined Tesla from new federal EV fleet deals, and began whispering to donors to divest from Musk's companies. Political operatives smeared Musk as erratic, untrustworthy, even anti-American, painting him as a rogue billionaire out of touch with the heartland. Trump himself took to X, accusing Musk of Trump derangement syndrome and hinting at deeper investigations into his rival's empire. The message was clear: disloyalty would come at a cost. Musk, never one to retreat, met Trump's onslaught with a ferocity that stunned even his fiercest critics. His ex-posts grew sharper, more cryptic, hinting at elite corruption and secrets hiding in plain sight. In a shocking escalation, he retweeted old photos linking Trump to Jeffrey Epstein, accompanied by calls for a full investigation of power and accountability. The move sent markets into a tailspin. Tesla's stock plunged 8% in a single week, with analysts citing political risk as a growing threat. SpaceX employees leaked concerns about the feud's impact on future launches, and even some of Musk's board members urged de-escalation, but Musk was unrelenting. "I will not be silenced," he declared on X. "The future is worth fighting for, no matter the cost." In interviews, he floated the idea of a third political party, a tech-driven movement that could disrupt the bipartisan stranglehold and siphon voters from both Trump and the Democrats. The prospect of Musk as a political kingmaker added a new layer of volatility to an already explosive conflict. The feud's nadir came during a highly anticipated X livestream, billed as a digital fireside chat, to celebrate innovation and Trump's tech-friendly agenda. The event promised to be a triumph of their partnership, with millions tuning in to witness history. Instead, it was a debacle. Servers crashed within minutes, audio cut out, and Musk and Trump, visibly exasperated, talked over each other in a chaotic mess. Musk blamed a targeted DDoS attack. Trump reportedly pointed the finger at Musk's technical incompetence. The fiasco, watched by a global audience, was more than a technical failure. It was a vivid metaphor for their broken alliance. Two unstoppable forces, incompatible and unprepared, spiraling into dysfunction. The public, left staring at frozen screens and error messages, saw the unraveling of a once powerful partnership in real time. As the war intensified, it veered into dangerous territory. Trump's threats grew bolder. He announced a review of all federal contracts with SpaceX, accusing Musk of orchestrating a tech coup against democracy. He rallied his base, framing Musk as a symbol of coastal elitism, a billionaire out to undermine America's heartland values. Musk, in turn, doubled down, questioning Trump's motives and hinting at personal vendettas driving the president's actions. "Who do our leaders really serve?" he asked in a chilling X post, sparking speculation and paranoia across political and financial spheres. The markets felt the tremors. Tesla's valuation wobbled, SpaceX faced regulatory headwinds, and Neuralink's ambitious timeline came under scrutiny. Yet Musk remained defiant, positioning himself as a martyr for progress, a lone visionary standing against a tide of nostalgia and cronyism. This feud is no mere clash of personalities. It is a battle for the soul of America. Trump represents a vision rooted in tradition, fossil fuels, and populist loyalty, a return to a familiar industrial past. Musk embodies a radical, tech-driven future where AI, electric vehicles, and interplanetary exploration define humanity's next chapter. Their rupture exposes a deeper fracture within the conservative movement, where Silicon Valley's futurists and the Heartland's traditionalists no longer speak the same language. The stakes are staggering. Can Musk's empire withstand a political vendetta backed by the full weight of the White House? Can Trump maintain his iron grip on power while alienating the innovators who once lent him credibility? And what of the public, caught in the crossfire of a billionaire war that shapes economies, elections, and the trajectory of human progress? The fallout, played out across markets, headlines, and X's digital battleground, could redefine America's place in the 21st century. For now, the Musk-Trump saga rages on, a high-stakes drama with no clear resolution. Their once-promising alliance lies in ashes, replaced by a rivalry that crackles with intensity and consequence. Musk, no longer just an entrepreneur, has emerged as a political force, a media lightning rod, and perhaps a future contender for power. Trump, the undisputed king of Republican politics, faces a new kind of adversary, not a politician, but a tech titan who wields influence with a keystroke. The next chapter, whether it unfolds in courtrooms, boardrooms, or the ballot box, promises to be as unpredictable as the men at its center. One thing is certain: this is not the end, but the opening salvo in a conflict that could shape the future for generations.